Hi everybody! Have you noticed how much you can learn language-wise just by watching TV? I know, when you're watching TV you just want to enjoy a nice movie, a TV show, maybe catch up on the news. But if you keep your translator's brain on, you can add a thing or two to your vocabulary. When all 9 seasons of Seinfeld were made available on Hulu, I thought it would be a good idea to just leave it on the background while I'm doing something else, like household chores, so I could rewatch my favorite episodes and check out the ones that I had missed. There I am, cooking, but with my translator's brain on, and I hear Jerry and George trying to decide who's going to keep an apartment that George, a real estate agent, had found for Jerry. After an unsuccessful attempt to flip a coin, the comedian says, "I'll choose you for it." And the first thing I could think of was, how did the translation turn out in Portuguese and in other languages? In Portuguese, we call this tirar no para o ímpar. That is, 2 people decide whether they want the total to be odds or even, and they show a number of fingers to see who wins. On another episode, but with a similar situation, Jerry brings this box full of his grandpa's memorabilia back to his apartment. And Kramer starts going through it and finds a cool hat that he wants to keep and has his eyes set on this pretty figurine. But George wants it for himself because when he was a kid, his parents had one exactly like it, and he broke it, which was a huge disappointment for the family. Jerry can't quite make a decision on who should keep the figurine, so he says that they should decide the old-fashioned way, encadink, which in Portuguese we call unidunité. Well, I was just watching TV, but I kept my translator's brain on, and I was able to add 2 more expressions to my child's play vocabulary, which already included hide and seek, esconde-esconde, tic-tac-toe, jogo da velha, playing tag, pega-pega, and hopscotch, amarelinha. So today's takeaway lesson is, never turn off your translator's brain, not even during leisure time, because you never know when you might learn something new. So how do you say those expressions in your language? Let's review them. I'll choose you for it, or odds and even, ink-a-dink, hide and seek, tic-tac-toe, hopscotch, and playing tag. Leave your comments right here. It may seem obvious, but when you're traveling abroad, whether you go into a country where your native or foreign language is spoken, take the time to look around and see how natives call things that you use on a regular basis. Go to a grocery store and check the names of fruits, vegetables, and other items. At a coffee shop, see the name of refreshments and pastries that locals like to eat and drink. At a restaurant, take notice of the appetizers and traditional dishes. What about kitchen utensils and appliances? Even if you're not a great cook, I'm sure that you've seen and used some of those objects in your life. Do you know how to say all of them in all your working languages? And if you have kids like me, I'm sure you're going to be dragged to a toy store. So take the time to look through boxes and instructions and learn more about games and toys while your kids are there compiling a list of what they want for their birthday. You never know when you're going to need that kind of vocabulary, be it during a translation project or in a conversation. These real-life experiences will help you recall that kind of vocabulary a lot more easily than if you simply just looked it up in a dictionary just to forget about it a couple of minutes later. Mente.